Hey everyone, did you know that over 60% of business laptops sold last year had screens that weren't even touch-enabled? That's wild when you think about how many people are still using trackpads or mice instead of just tapping right on the display. If you're one of those folks who's been holding out for a solid touchscreen laptop that won't break the bank, you're going to want to see what Lenovo's packing into the ThinkPad E14 Gen 7. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This thing is built like a tank but still feels light enough to toss in your bag without feeling like you're carrying a brick. The first thing that stood out to me was the processor, Intel's Core Ultra 7240H. I know, Intel's been throwing around a lot of model numbers lately, but this one's actually worth paying attention to. It's got those new AI boosts built right in, so things like background tasks and even some creative apps run smoother than you'd expect from a mid-range chip. I ran a few dozen Chrome tabs, a couple of virtual machines, and a video editing program all at once, and it barely broke a sweat. That's the kind of multitasking power that used to be reserved for way pricier machines. Now, let's talk memory and storage because those are the two things that kill laptops faster than anything else. The E14 Gen 7 comes with 32GB of DDR5 RAM. That's not just a nice to have, it's a must if you're doing anything more than basic web browsing. I've got a friend who edits 4K videos on his ThinkPad, and even with all those huge files, he says he's never had a slowdown. The 2TB SSD is another game changer. You'll have room for every photo, video, and random download without ever worrying about running out of space. I've filled up 500GB on my current laptop twice already this year, so trust me, this much storage is a lifesaver. The display is where this laptop really shines, though. It's a 14-inch Wuxka touchscreen with anti-glare, which is perfect if you're working near a window or under bright lights. The colors are crisp, and the touch response is smooth, no lag or weird delays when you're scrolling or drawing. The 45% NTSC coverage is solid for everyday use, and the 300 nits brightness means you won't be squinting in a dim room. I tried watching a movie on it during a flight, and even with the overhead lights on, the screen stayed readable. The anti-glare coating does its job without making the display look dull or washed out. One thing I wasn't expecting was how good the keyboard is. Lenovo's ThinkPad keyboards have always been legendary, and this one doesn't disappoint. The backlighting is bright enough to see in a dark room, and the keys have just the right amount of travel, no mushy typing here. I spent an entire afternoon drafting emails and writing code, and my fingers didn't feel the least bit tired. The touchpad is also top-notch, with smooth gliding and accurate clicks. It's the kind of setup that makes you forget you're using a laptop and not a full desktop. The camera's another standout. It's a 1080p IR camera, which means it's got Windows Hello facial recognition built right in. No more fumbling with passwords, just look at the screen, and you're in. The quality's also great for video calls. I did a few Zoom meetings with it, and even in low light, the image stayed clear. The microphone's decent too, though if you're doing professional recordings, you might still want to grab an external mic. For everyday calls, though, it's more than enough. Thunderbolt 4 is the final cherry on top. It's not something you'll use every day, but when you need it, it's a lifesaver. I hooked up an external monitor and a couple of SSDs, and everything transferred at lightning speed. If you're someone who works with large files or needs to charge your devices quickly, this port is a must-have. Now, no laptop is perfect, so let's keep it real. The battery life is decent but not amazing. You're looking at around 8 to 10 hours of mixed use, which is fine for a workday but not enough for a full day of travel without a charger. Also, the speakers are pretty average. They're fine for quick videos or calls, but if you're looking for a laptop to replace your home stereo, you'll want to plug in some headphones. All in all, the Lenovo ThinkPad E14 Gen 7 is a fantastic all-around laptop for anyone who needs power, reliability, and a little extra flexibility with that touchscreen. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who wants a machine that can keep up with your busy life, this thing delivers. If you're sold and want to check it out, the link is waiting for you below.